know, it's creative, but it's interesting, at least to me, and I'll tell you, it certainly was this morning with my household, my 4 kids, that, and excuse them and forgive me, seemed more intrigued by this slide that we were working on than anything else related to this pandemic, because of their love for animals. We have 2 gorillas at the San Diego Zoo that now have tested positive for COVID-19. 2 that have been tested positive. We have another that's symptomatic. We're currently confirming the source of the infection and the strain. There is some question, did it come human to animal? That's being determined, and one has to respect that process and the adjudication of the facts. But nonetheless, it's just an area that's long been of concern, human to animal transmission, but our beloved gorillas, obviously, we are concerned about, and San Diego Zoo, best of the best. They've tested now formally 2 positive, but 3 are symptomatic, and we are likely to see more information about this in real time in the next hours, not just days. But I thought I'd just bring it up because, as I say often to all of you, what tends to resonate in my house, I want to make public to you in real time, and that's the update in terms of the status of these gorillas in the San Diego Zoo. So
from the basement.
CNN anchor Chris Cuomo is out of quarantine, recovered from COVID-19, and reunited with his family.
This is the dream, just to be back up here doing normal things.
Cuomo's 17-year-old daughter Bella has been taking care of the family.
My dad has corona, but he's going to be okay. He's actually doing really well right now.
And showed off the hazmat suit she used when checking on her dad.
It is an honor to address this esteemed institution on this important day, International Women's Day. Let me begin by saying that President Joe Biden and I look forward to working with members of this parliament and fortifying the transatlantic alliance. Today, we face crises on almost every front. A pandemic that has taken the lives of more than 2.5 million people worldwide. A changing climate threatens the future of our Earth. A rise in populism is working to undercut democracies everywhere. Neither the United States nor Europe is immune from these threats. Today, it is essential that we work together to advance those principles that strengthen democracies, accountability and transparency, the rule of law, and human rights. And let us not overlook the opportunities right in front of us to do that. We know that the strength of our democracies and the strength of every nation on earth depends on the strength of all people. As half of the world's population, women drive major economic growth and major contributions to society. They are scientists who cure disease and the military members who defend our nations. They are entrepreneurs who create jobs and the educators who shape the next generation. And of course, women are government leaders, from this parliament's first elected president, Simone Veil, to all the women leaders who sit among you today. Today, the global crises we now face have made abundantly clear both the contributions of women and the challenges facing women. Simply put, our world does not yet work for women as it should. COVID-19 has threatened the health, the economic security, and the physical security of women everywhere. The pandemic has overloaded healthcare systems, making it even harder for women to access the care they need. At the same time, women comprise 70% of the global health workforce, putting them on the front lines and at risk of contracting the virus. Other women have been forced out of the workforce entirely. Women working in often overlooked sectors have been hit the hardest, especially those working in low-wage jobs and those working in the informal economy. Last year, it was reported that globally nearly 3 in 4 domestic workers lost their jobs. And those who remain employed, well, they're paid far too little. Meanwhile, quarantine measures have meant that women have shouldered an increased burden at home as they care for children day and night. Time in isolation has also increased the risk of gender-based violence while interfering with services for survivors of domestic violence. I understand that last May, this Parliament opened the Helmut Kohl building so that some of these survivors might have a safe place to sleep. I have spent much of my career protecting survivors of domestic violence and child abuse, and I applaud your generosity. As we endure the pandemic, the economic instability, the racial injustice, the threats to democracy, and the effects of climate change, the question before us is simple. How do we build a world that works for women? I believe we must ensure women's safety at home and in every community. We must ensure that women can access high-quality health care and that those health needs particular to women are addressed. We must treat women with dignity at work and put in place the structures needed so that women can both care for their families and excel in the workforce. Finally, we must give women equal voice in decision-making, for this is essential to free and fair democracies. And this is not just an act of goodwill. This is a show of strength.
Make this very brief announcement. I know you've been briefed by the healthcare team about what this is about, and there's an easy and a quick way for us to describe this. It's been a busy week, and I've signed executive orders tackling COVID-19, the economic and climate crises, as well as advancing racial equity. But today I'm about to sign 2 executive orders, and basically the best way to describe them, to undo the damage Trump has done. There's nothing new that we're doing here other than restoring the Affordable Care Act and restoring the Medicaid to the way it was before Trump became president, which by fiat he changed, made more inaccessible, more expensive, and more difficult for people to qualify for either of those 2 items, the Affordable Care Act or Medicaid. And the second order I'm going to be signing also changes what the president's done, what former president has done, and it a memorandum reversed my predecessor's attack on women's health access, and as we continue to battle COVID-19. Even more critical, Americans have meaningful access to health care. And so, that's what I'm about to do. And again, I'm not initiating any new law, any new aspect of the law. This is going back to what the situation was prior to the president's executive orders. And the first one I'm going to be signing here is the Strengthened Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act. And of all times that we need to reinstate access to, affordability of, and extent of access to Medicaid is now, in the middle of this COVID crisis. And the second order I'm signing relates to protecting women's health at home and abroad, and it reinstates the changes that were made in Title X and other things, making it harder for women to have access to affordable health care as it relates to reproductive rights. I'm sorry you had to stand in the cold.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, is Obamacare working as is, or when are you going to put out health care legislation?
We got a lot to do, and the first thing I got to do is get this COVID package passed.
Do you think getting COVID...
What's your gift for Valentine's Day?
It's not Valentine's Day. I'm not telling you. It's Sunday. Valentine's Day is a big day. Jill's favorite day. For real.
What inspires you to do this?
I just wanted some, joy, and I think things have been, so with the pandemic, just everybody's feeling a little down, so it's just a little joy, a little hope, that's all.
First year of vice president. I know when the press walked out of the executive office building, I walked into my office, and every single pane, the vice president's office, you see those panes are the 3, 6, 9, 18 panes in each window? She had taken the school kind of paint that kids put on poster boards, and put a heart and said, Joe loves Jill. None of them said Joe loves Joe, they said Joe loves Jill. And everyone. And I went on the next morning. Remember Juju Chang?
I do.
I did an interview with her. She said, I understand that you and your wife have a great love affair. And I said, I hope so. And I said, but everybody knows I love her more than she loves me. She said, look me straight in the eye. I said, that's what everybody says.
How do you extend that love story to the American people that are feeling so down right now, so discouraged?
Tell them there is hope. There's hope. They just have to stay strong. A lot of people have gone through unbearable suffering. They lost their families, lost their children, lost their husbands, wives, moms, dads, and it's almost unbearable. The only thing I can say to them is that they're still in your heart. Think about you in your heart. They really are. It's their experience. They're in your heart.
So we hope this lifted your spirits.
I hope you don't come out of this when it's so damn cold.
Next time, bring us coffee too.
That's true. I wasn't sure you'd all be here. But,
We'll be here.
love your dog. We live here. Yeah, thanks. Champ's an old one. Which one's the old one, President? Well, he's almost 14 years old. I had him here when he became the vice president. We were wanting him to here, but he was bound to. Like this guy. This is Major. We got Major. He's a rescue dog. And we asked the vet, what do we do to keep Champ going? He said, get him a young dog. And so, right, Champ? They're buddies.
Yeah, they are buddies.
They're buddies. Well, thank you. I'm sorry.
You got a nice pair there, Joe.
Say again?
You got a nice pair of dogs there.
I do. They're good boys. They're good.
I'll bring the donuts next Friday if you come back.
Okay. I tell you what, I apologize. Here, I didn't have a taste. I didn't even have a taste. Here, come on. I promise you.
I'm going to get in trouble. I don't have my mask.
I give you my word. I didn't have any.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right. See you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, Mr. President. Thank you.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's.
Go for it. Go for it. Okay, we're going this way.